I got a huge migraine headache, so this video is going to be super short. I'm wearing like sunglasses even as I'm recording this. My wife and my coworker was like, "Yeah, you should probably take a break today. Been going a little too hard. Think enjoying the weekend, going out, and not really recovering from that has really kind of messed me up yesterday. I was feeling weird. I felt fine, so I was feeling weird, but I felt fine enough to kind of do stuff. So I was like, I worked out really hard yesterday, and then I stayed up a little late doing work, and then woke up with like the worst migraine. And I think it's just a lack of rest. So today, as part of like I talked about in yesterday's video, which was about burning out, I'm gonna actually just take a break. And I don't want to stop making videos. I was thinking about what I could do. So maybe I could do a quick sketch. Maybe I can do a non-verbal video because talking too much hurts. But I realized that I could probably talk about a tool that I have been falling in love with, and as long as I talk quietly, it shouldn't be too bad for my headache. Which is a tool called Toon Squid, and it's for the iPad, and it's an animation tool. And I'm not gonna show anything impressive with it. I'm just going to just show you what you can do with it. So I've been using this lately, and it's a really fun tool to work with. And what's great about it is it's a proper animation tool. You know, you can do some interesting stuff with it, right? That I think a lot of animation tools on the iPad aren't nearly as good at. Like this one really is incredibly impressive. So obviously you could do stuff like um, make a new animation frame and then, you know, continue to draw some stuff. And then yeah, you're out here animating. Yeah, be a little squishy little animation. This is not only thing that this thing got. Obviously, that's pretty basic animation stuff. But check this out over here on the right. This is what they call the drawing layers. This is independent of your animation layer. So what I think normally would happen, people would make a layer underneath, right? And then they would use some sort of fill brush, or maybe they will just, you know, um, yeah, just go underneath each frame and just start to fill it out independently, individually, which is totally reasonable and it's a pretty common approach, you know. And I think that's not too innovative. But with this, you can actually go to each individual layer, or sorry, frame, and add a drawing layer. And then you can put this layer underneath, and then you can essentially leave it on this frame. So you don't have to make a new animation layer. You can have this be completely independent, which is pretty great. But better yet, so let's undo that. You can do set fill for reference, and then you can go here and you can fill each. Um, oh wait, what? Yeah, this should work. I don't know why it's not working for me. Oh, it is working. I'm just a doofus. So let me go over here. It's the classic. There's a gap in the line work. Oops. Let's do this. Okay, now I should just do fine. This one will make the same mistake with the top part of the sphere. So I'll make sure to adjust that. Yep. Oops. That's not the brush I want. I want this brush. Oh, I don't want that brush either. I want this brush. Okay. And this is pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm so tired. This is pretty awesome for obvious reasons. But wait, there's something in Flash and Photoshop Animate that you could do, which is creating a symbol. So what you can do here is you can create a symbol. So now I have this object that I can move, shrink, do whatever, and then hit play, and it will act like its own little animation. And for what it's worth, it's skipping because of the streaming. There's no real. It's a little bit more buttery on my end, for what it's worth. And then you can go here, and you can add another one, and we'll move it over here. And we can do some fun stuff, man. We can go over here, and we can start it at time 3. So then it goes to time 1 here, and time 2 here. So then they're a little off center on their loop. And then you can essentially extend this out to have them loop even longer. And this stuff is like pretty incredible and pretty basic actually too. Stuff that you would actually experience in a lot of animation softwares. It's just crazy that this is only a $10 software, and it's doing some of the stuff that I would expect in a high tier animation software. It's pretty wild. But it doesn't just stop there. We can do some fun stuff. Like, let's put it over here. And then we can, I don't have any, I'm not working anymore. Don't bother me. We can move it over here. And then like scale it up. And then let's go grab this one, do the same thing. Let's give it a starting location. And let's rotate this too, so it's a little bit different. Just a little bit different. Then we'll move over here. So this is kind of moving out of the way. Maybe it's even bigger for whatever reason. Right? And what's cool is that I can go here and then add, graphs to give it a bit of a tweening effect. Which again, this is pretty awesome. And other softwares on the iPad can do a lot of these things for what it's worth. But the way that it's organized and built for this software is incredibly intuitive. It's pretty crazy. Let me get that out of here. And then look, I just did that. And it was very easy. In fact, now I'm seeing some three-dimensionality here. Let's do something like that. Yeah, and then let's go here and create even more dimensionality. And let's actually move this above too. So there's a bit of overlapping. Yeah, and we're getting somewhere. We're making some animations. And again, it's a little bit smoother on my end. Now, let me reduce the frame rate. Maybe that'll make it look a little bit more. Yeah, it still pops in and out, but it is what it is. I wonder if I go faster. That'll make it look better. No, it's still jittery. It's all right. You guys get it. It's just because I'm streaming from my iPad onto my computer. But, I mean, listen. That's not all, folks. There's so many other little features that you can get in here that I'm not showing, from like warping and bones and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that I think is really cool is that I imported like my my brushes, you know? Look at that. That's super cool. And these are like my painterly brushes that I would normally paint with. And so I've been kind of messing around, and sometime you guys might see some of the stuff I do. Um, but I've been messing around with, oops, there we go. I've been messing around with this tool for a little bit already, and I'm curious to like what limits I can kind of push this in my style, you know? Oh yeah, like you can have animation layers, you can reduce that. And then you can like add effects to it too. Like you can pixelate it, which is pretty cool. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do that to this stuff too. But there's just like a lot of really cool stuff, and I thought I'd just share this because it's exciting to me. I actually do not want to pixelate on here. You know, it's really exciting to me. I like it a lot. And um, I thought I'd share this tool because I actually want to do some paintings and some drawings in this as well to see what I can get away with. But um, I wanted to share this since I'm not feeling too good, and I didn't want to necessarily paint either. Um, like painting way would be fine, but I didn't want to like talk about anything really. Just kind of felt like it would be easier to just show you a really cool animation software for my video for today. But I'm gonna go rest now. But yeah, you guys should give this tool a shot. It's pretty intuitive. It's got a lot of great little features. There's more to it. I would say maybe like I've addressed 25% of what I think is cool about this. There's 75% more of like how maybe 50% of what I think is cool. Like a lot of this other stuff is pretty common. But like the kinds of brushes you can make from the bones, from the transforms, from the clip masking and file management, export. Like there's just a lot of stuff here. And it's crazy to me that not enough people talk about this animation software versus the other animation softwares that are on the iPad. Um, but that usually how it goes, right? There's usually a diamond in the rough. Like it's the same way I felt about 3D Coat. 3D Coat is still, in my mind, one of the more premier 3D sculpting softwares. Um, and yeah, a lot of people just don't use it because they're just so entwined with other tools, which they're great as well. But 3D Coat was just head of the curve for a while. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I could start feeling a little. I'm starting to feel a little dizzy. Need to lay down. All right. Anyways, check it out. Hope you guys enjoy it. Cheers.